Hey y'all, this is Brandy from Southern Crafts DIY. I want to welcome any new viewers and say thank you to all my returning viewers. I'm still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and I know we could do it, so if you could please hit that button, I'd really appreciate it. If you want to follow me on social media, the links are in the description box down below. So today we're going to be making a wind chime, and it's a fun and easy little project that I think everybody will enjoy. So let's have some fun and get to it. Thank you. To start with, I'm going to drill holes in the top and bottom of these jars. You can even use a hammer and nail instead so that the drill doesn't jump around on you like it did on me. So on the bottom jar, I drilled 5 holes because I'm going to be stringing everything separately. Now onto the painting. I'm gonna paint this with the ombre effect. The reason I'm doing it this way is because I was asked to do an underwater themed wind chime and I thought it would look like the surf, and I hope y'all agree with me. Now when making this wind chime, I am showing y'all the easy way to do it so anyone who is not artistic can make one. Of course, y'all can do any design y'all want. It doesn't have to be the same as mine. Just be creative and have fun. So on the bottom jar, I'm only going to paint it about halfway because I want to put some shells in it and you want to be able to see them. Now I'm giving it a fun little wave pattern at the bottom to end the paint so it looks a little more beachy. Time to put the stencils on. Alright, so I just used the paintbrush, but y'all can use the dabber if y'all want to. I got my stencil from Dollar Tree, which is where I got most of the items for this project. When putting the stencil on, I decided to put them on at different angles and heights to give the wind chime some character. Just make sure you carefully apply the stencil whichever way you decide to do it, and go back over it if you need to. Please like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell. Now that the painting is done and dried, it is time to put everything together. I'm using fishing line to put the wind chime together. The first thing I'm going to do is thread it through the bottom jar and then tie a bead to the end that is going to be on the inside of the jar. Now I messed up and didn't get this part on film, but I threaded a wooden cutout through the line and tied it to it. Next, you thread the line through the lid of the top jar and tie it off with another bead. The first thing you do is feed the line through the jar and then tie it off with a bead inside of the jar, which is basically a repeat of the bottom jar. Make sure you cut the line long enough that when you go to tie it off with the bead, it's outside the jar. The next thing I'm going to do is add another wooden cutout. I'm going to thread the line through it and tie it. Now it's time to tie the hanger onto the wind chime. So just to let y'all know, when I tie my stuff with the fishing line, I knot it 3 times just to make sure it doesn't come loose. And that seems the right amount. 2 just seems to still be loose to me. Time to string the chimes. So I just did it the easiest way. I threaded the line through a hole, then I tied a bead to the end that's inside the jar lid. Next, I tied a chime to the other end. I did that with all 4 chimes around the outer part of the lid. For the middle hole, I took and tied the bead to the end of the line, threaded it through the hole, and put this disc piece onto it in the middle of the chimes. I'm going to thread the line through it and tie it. Lastly, I added 3 wooden cutouts to the bottom of the middle piece. After doing that, the only thing left to do is to put the shells into the bottom jar and then screw both jars closed. I also put hot glue on the holes I made because I'm going to be putting it outside and I wanted to protect it. Now I also want to show y'all how to put together a terracotta pot wind chime. This is one I had done for my mom when I was a kid. I took and spruced it up, so now I'm going to restring it. This version is one where someone might do the artwork. Okay, the first thing I did was tie a bead to the fishing line. Then you put it through the top pot. You got to make sure the bead is big enough to not go through the holes in the pots. Next, I'm going to thread a decoration on the line. I tied it to it so it doesn't move. Then I tied the hanger. Remember, I tied 3 knots when I do this. Now I'm taking my next piece of line and tying it to that top bead, then threading it through the other pot and tying it to the other bead. Now I'm threading the line through this ring to make it lay flat. Then I'll bring the line back up to the second bead and tie it off. So I didn't like the way that the chimes set when I tried tying them off the same way as the other wind chime. So I tied one end of the line to one of the holes, fed the line through the chime, and then went back up with the other end and tied it to the hole next to it. I did this with all 3 of the chimes. I didn't realize the camera cut off, but the only other thing that was missed was I tied a line to the second bead and went through the middle of the chimes and tied a bead to the other line. Finally, I took and sprayed them with a clear protecting coat, and they are done. Well, that's it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all make this project, please take a photo and post it in the comments below. Alright, see y'all next time. Bye!